it relates back to that period, that very tense and difficult period just after you came back to work in April. And in fact, you can see at the beginning of that paragraph, you say it was a fragile time. And in this paragraph, you describe being inside, as you say, the eerily empty number 10, partly perhaps because everyone was off with COVID. But Mr. Hancock had recovered and was back. Excuse me. You say you were pleased to see him recovered. You talked about your respective experiences. And then you say you remember trying to reassure him that he didn't need to be in the office, especially not in number 10, and saying that it must be very hard. As Health Secretary, he could not have imagined the enormity of the decisions he would be involved in when he was appointed. And given, as you say, that it was a long way from the Dane job, you wanted to know if there was any more help or support he needed.
Yes.
And then you've included in your statement this account and also his response, which is, he reassured me that he was, quote, loving responsibility, and to demonstrate this, took up a batsman's stance outside the cabinet room and said, they bowl them at me, I knock them away. This is an intriguing exchange that you've chosen to include in your statement. Are you trying to tell us something about your assessment of Mr. Hancock's character or the way he was doing his job?
I'm trying to explain just how jarring some of that was and how different places, lots of us who were all in the same, theoretically in the same place that we were. And it does partly go back to my point about kind of nuclear levels of confidence that were being deployed, which I do think is a problem. And it really stuck with me this moment. And I thought I have tried throughout this statement to give you the most honest and best account I can of what it was like to be there, because I think that's the best service that I can do in terms of you being able to come to some conclusions. So it was important to me at the time, so I felt it was important to include in this way, but it's more a point about confidence than anything else.
Confidence or in fact, overconfidence?
I think overconfidence, yes, yes, overconfidence. And going back to my humanity point, I think that this failure to appreciate all the time that what we were doing was making decisions that were going to impact on everybody's lives, and that meant lots of real people with real consequences. And I don't think there was ever enough attention paid to that.
You were trying to engage with Mr. Hancock about the incredibly onerous scope and impact of the decisions he was going to have to be making, the impact on the lives of everyone in the country of those decisions. And he thought he was playing cricket.
Well, I assumed it would be weighing heavy on his shoulders. I mean, he may well tell you that it was, and he felt it was important to project something else instead. I don't know. I just know how I experienced that.